is to really reduce the amount of people that I have working my clay pits. The issue is that I don't have anywhere else to employ them. That can be fixed. For example, salt. Salt seems to sell rather nicely, and the demand is quite high, because there are all these places that make stockfish and what's the other thing? Stockfish and meat. However, again, I need money to build all those things, so let's get on that. Sadly, brick is so widely produced. I should have taken that into account before I started making it everywhere. Or rather, making enough for everywhere. Alright. And this is just where the micromanagement starts piling high, and it's the point where the game really, it's where the love-hate with this game comes in. So many things I want to do, and not the ways to do it. Alright, so with our money, it really isn't coming in as fast as I want it to. Production in Riga. Beer. Excellent. That's 200,000 ducats. It's going to look very nice in my wallet. And we'll get it in 5 days, which is super nice. Alright, clay pit. We are clearly got too much of that going. The thing is, when I fired all those people, we ended up with a ton of beggars. And I can transfer those beggars from one place to another very easily by getting them on my boat as sailors. So I give them a job as a sailor, and then I sail them over to somewhere else and just drop them off. Sadly, I can't think of anywhere that I need to do that right now. And I should really get loads of salt pits going, but where's the money for it all going to come? Ah well, let's worry about that later. And just get the salt going right now. Gotta spend money to make money. This building system is beyond daft, though. Okay, so salt requires wood, so at least that's going to chew into the wood production that we've got going. And the clay can be chewed into simply by having fewer people working in the clay pits. The thing is, when I remove people from the clay pits, they will get automatically shifted over to places like the salters. So that'll be a nice solution to our problem. Of course, we still need to micro all the salt. I really should have a lot more boats by now. Oh. Alright, our rock's still got that plague going on, and they don't want us to increase production. Got tons of grain here, though. I'm wondering if it's really worth my time to keep the grain production going strong here. Now what we need to do is have grain trains set up. And I wasted all that time when I could have had these grain trains going. What's the story over in Thorn then? Yeah, more brick than we know what to do with. Oh, more spices than we know what to do with. I'll be having that, please. That's right, spending all of our money. But I want a lot more dairies on the go. If I can get cheese going, I can sell that all over the place. Even though I don't have cheese trains. Boy, do I need some boats. Clippy, still in Riga, huh? Go and get us some... Ah, that'll do nicely. I do wonder about the Von Riga Master Race, though. Because those storage costs are no joke. Alright, perhaps you should be a quick grain train for now. Ah, how convenient. You'll be the automated grain train. So how that's going to work is you will start in Rostock, and anywhere that does not produce grain nearby, you will bring them the grain they never knew they wanted. So you unload max grain, and then you load max grain. That's just a nice way to do it quite eloquently. And then you auto-trade grain, so you should be selling it off quite quickly. I'm not sure if you'll really have the capacity that we need for that, but that'll be helpful. I should also pick out any of my traders which are not making much money, like Adolf Johann Sandals, but you don't really have the capacity. The Shitatsu Show, huh? You're just a cog, right? Oh, and you can also pick up some flotsam. You're not just a cog, you're two cogs. Making decent money. Alright, get over to Rostock. I wish for you to also be a grain train. Just drop off all that crap that you've been picking up. And how good are you, Shitatsu Show? Huh. Garbage at combat, no surprise there. So what we'll do with you, in fact, is make you into another grain train where you go from Rostock to other places that need grain. Well, actually the same places, but in a different order, and with Danzig added to it all. So again, in Rostock, I wish for you to load and unload maximum amounts of grain. And then, whoops, I do not like the way it's very twitchy there. If you move the mouse at all whilst clicking on one of these things, it'll just shove them to the start, so you need to double check your routes. Very frustrating when you end up doing some very elaborate trade routes. So there we go. You're another grain train. Shitatsu shows grain. Good enough. Need to have them active on their trains though. But there is also Von Riga Master Race, and we will use you to get a head start on the grain train. So what I'll do is I'll pick up all the grain and I will fly to these other places and make sure they are topped up. The reason I'm doing that when I've already set up grain trains to do that is that the grain trains could end up just dumping 500 in Lübeck and then going to all these other places without any grain left. So if I almost saturate these guys with grain,
you are helping me develop my city. Keep up the good work.
Then it'll be less inefficiency for my boats, or rather it'll take less time for them to really come into their own. Aalborg, huh? What did I commission in Aalborg? Well, I'm taking it all aboard the Von Riga Master Race. Aalborg, you produce stockfish, huh? And raw iron. Could be handy for us to establish ourselves here, but it could also be very expensive. Yeah, more money than I've got. I haven't struggled with money like this in ever playing this game, I think. Alright, see you for example. Let's get that grain over to where it's needed. Alright. Stockholm is starving, even after I set up my counting house there. I think they have their instructions as well, though. Yeah, so they will sell grain for good money, so it's a nice place to dump grain. Sadly, they produce wood and brick, so a good place to be establishing, or rather dumping all of that there. I'll be wanting that cheese, might as well take the spices as well, and yeah, I need to get a lot more of this cheese in production. Thankfully we have the money. And gives us a way to dump all these resources that we've had in our place for quite a while. And it means building each of these places is significantly cheaper. Can I build them? Yeah, 2x4. That is excellent news. The Industrial Revolution is here. And that's right, all of my exploits, all of my cheese. This is where it's made. Again, though, I am low on boats, and how I would love to have more. I should probably sail around different places requesting them to build me some more boats, because the lack of it is hurting. Just Crayers should do, because they're fairly cheap and cheerful. Can I interest you in some cheese? Can't really interest you in much, what a shame. Okay, have we got that salt on the go? Yes, yes we have. Not many people working it, but that can be solved by firing people from the clay pits, and then they instantly work in the salters. There we go. So that will rather nicely slow down the clay production, which is 120 a day. Jeez, that's... The 10-day demand for clay is not even close to that here in the largest city. So yeah, that is a lot more clay than we need. Let's turn that down even lower, even though it will create beggars with no jobs. Salt, on the other hand, that's going to eat up our wood, which is great. In fact, I want more of them. But what am I doing with Von Riga Master Race then? Jake, maybe they want to talk our Lord Savior. Jesus. Oh, God. Puns are horrible. This would be a lot easier if I had more boats and more money. So what can I do? Von Riga Master Race is here, and I just made a whole bunch of beggars. I think it's high time we use that exploit. We have all these sailors, so we just frustratingly... Oh, this is going to take forever. Where is fastclicker.exe? Let's get all these guys on our boat and consider, where do we need more people? Thorn is actually a bit of an obvious contender. The issue is we just stuck them on Von Riga Master Race, when in fact they should be on Thorn in my side. And where's Thorn in my side? That's heading back. How very convenient. How also very convenient. Another boat ready in Thorn. So, what do we do? What the heck do we do? Alright, let's ditch some of these sailors that we just picked up. Stick them all in Thorn on my side, which has a capacity of 340 actually, so we can get more of them off. There we go. So everyone that can be on Thorn on my side is now on it. The rest will just gobble up into Von Riga Master Race. Thornham aside, please ditch all the cheese. That'll be trickled in nicely, as will that. I'll get these goods over to down south, where hopefully they're needed. I sure hope so. And it already produces grain in Thorn, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah, so they shouldn't have grain problems. So now we're going to take all these sailors down to Thorn. We also have another boat to pick up there. The Von Riga Master Race, I'm unsure entirely what to do with it. Can be difficult. I just want so many boats, but even when I have these boats, I'm a little hesitant to make them go away and do other things. Suppose we can get another grain train going. It'll make Von Riga Master Race slightly less good, but there we go. Pick up the grain in Rostock and take it to places that are a bit further away yet don't have grain. Actually grain is fairly widely produced here. That's going to be one long journey. It takes 15 days. Good thing I gave you 2 lots of them. So again, in Rostock, I wish for you to load and unload all of the grain. It's just a nice catch-all. And then sell it on. Ah, shoot. This is what happens. Oslo to Rippen, Bremen, Scarborough and back home. Yeah, long journey, but at least we'll shift some of that grain, which will in turn make those other cities grow better since they'll have a steady income of food. Speaking of steady income of food, I am very much interested in getting our cheese up and running. Our money fluctuating wildly, but it is way too low. Don't you want me to increase production? Yes, mead, I agree. I am not going to produce any mead here, but I'll still do exactly as you said. Oh my, we are saturated here. We're not even selling goods, that's the thing. Nor are we purchasing them, which is rather odd. Oh, I must have saturated this place when building earlier, and I didn't think twice about it. Not so clever. Because I don't even have the money to buy it back, which is kind of funny, but also kind of tragic. Let's grab up that cheese of ours, but don't think we have anything to sell to market, except maybe some... not very good. Not very good at all. Ah, but I almost forgot. We came here with all these sailors. Let's ditch them. And then that's a 307 boost to the population here. And those population will be only too happy to work in my dairy farms and get me that cheese that I so deserve. Otherwise I want you back in Riga. Maybe Danzig are interested in some of this stuff. They are not at all. Not at all. Why isn't Twitch chat in the game? Does it not work? Quite a few people are asking to not have the chat on the screen since it does cover up some important areas. And I agreed. Adding the random dynamic has certainly made this tricky. Alright, so now we've got plenty of salt on the go, making me want to get salt runs going. Where is Von Riga Master Race? Could buy up all the salt here, but I'm wondering if that's a good way to spend our time here. See, it's not even that much salt to transfer. where it would be probably better just sending out salt runs. Don't I already have a salt run? Where are you? This is where the game starts encroaching into punishment area, because I just have so much to manage, and this isn't even late game, this is just early mid game. Not that I even have as many boats as I want, and it's just painful. So where were you? Salty run. I think you were just in a position where you buy up salt instead of grabbing it. No, you were actually grabbing it and selling it. But you are out heading towards Flensburg, which is towards the end of your run, and you ran out of salt. So that tells me I need to get more salty runs going. So, Von Riga Master Race, let's ditch a cog, probably 2 cogs. Make salty run 2. Bring in the other one there. And make yourself a new route where you go from Riga and you hit up everywhere that could potentially need salt. Which is not Rostock, but if I start dealing with unloading and loading salt, then I'm going to be like, ugh. Now we can do it in Rostock anyway. Starting to get that glazed over eyes feeling. Could also do larger runs over here, but none of these places have great desires for salt. Adding this adds 5 days to the journey, but that could be worth my time. So in Riga, load and unload all the salt, get to Setten, just auto trade. But in Rostock, I also wish to unload and load maximum. Okay. Automatically trade here, and in Rippen. But when I'm in Rostock, oh man, this is where it just starts getting so... I go to my administrator, and I say... What I say is, when buying up salt, I want you to block 300 of it from... Actually, that depends. What is the 10-day... I want double the 10-day usage of salt. Okay, 300 is more than enough there. So that when our convoy gets here, it's going to drop off all the salt. Let's say it drops off 500 salt, and then it's going to take away all the salt from the warehouse, but 300 of it will be locked. So it's going to add as a topper-upper. And this is why you want counting houses in almost every city. The best way to do it is just to top them all off. And then the administrator will, with his 300 salt, go, okay, I can sell till there is no salt as long as I get 102 per barrel of salt, or however it's measured. Yeesh. So go to it, Salty Run 02. I can watch you for a sec. So you grabbed all that salt. You're going to get to Setten. You sell only a little bit of salt. You go to Rostock. You ditch all the salt. You pick up only 204. Must have meant that a lot of it got sold fairly quickly. Or that you ditched tons of salt here. Yeah, we got 300 there, so wow, good job. And now the Salty Run sells a bit more there, a bit more in Flensburg. All of it, in fact, in Flensburg, so your journey to Rippen is a waste of 5 days, but I'm not about to call you out on that one. So, Thorn, cheesy friends. Yeah, you certainly are producing that cheese rather nicely. Only 25 a day, I wish it was more. Now I built up these mead places, which are wasting me money. I don't want to utilize them at all. City Council has no idea what they want to do. That's fine. Riga, how's that wall getting on? Maybe about 3/5 done. How about my vastly over... Yeah, we are way over on the warehouse here. At least the production of clay has slowed down a bit. production of salt could probably stand to be a bit better, actually. But it's still improving with... Actually, no, we've hit the population cap more or less. I could probably lower the production of clay that bit more just to get more salt on the go. Wood, on the other hand, wood is fine. Because wood is needed for salt anyway. Choose up 28 wood to produce 112 salt, plus costs. Alright, thorn in my side. You still got all that salt, and I just ditch it here. Could probably... I need to consider thorn here for a sec. It's producing all that dairy, but how are you doing for goods? Ha, too much of stuff, go figure. But we have the money to kind of buy it back now, so we don't have to face that humiliating loss of money. Cheese is doing fine. Oh my, that... You keep getting in the spices, so I should tell the administrator here to buy spices. No, that's selling spices. Get rid of that. Purchase spices until... I don't even care, like 500, but I want you to pay up to 900 ducats for each spice. And that way I can pick them up later on. 900 might be a bit extreme to pay for them. 850 then. Nah, we make pure profit on anyway. 900 it is. And what else is going on? Rostock. Yeah, see, the bigger you get, the more you have to manage, and it just makes my eyes glaze over and me go... Ugh. It's terrifying. Could also have a quick look at our balance sheets. So trade is making us the money, but labour costs are the big expense. Land tax is generally covered by rental income. A bit less, because that's also, I think, the buildings. Counting houses costing me more money than I'd rather they would. And whatever other is. Huh, over the past 30 days we lost money, which is awful news. Awful. But the goal is to make Riga really big, and Riga will start getting extremely big once this bloomin' wall is finished. And it'll explode, hopefully wanting to consume lots and lots. I should be considering what they want and buying it up. So Riga wants hemp, wool, clothes pitch, pelts. Feel like thorn on my side could go out and do that. So I should probably write that down so that I don't forget. So I want Riga to prosper. Hemp, wool, iron not so much, but if I can get it good, iron. Honey, mead. I'll just go and harvest these from other places. Cloth, fish, pitch. Everywhere wants pelt. I think pelt is in every single game the rarest. Also could do with some meat and probably some wine. Well, thorn in my side, you're the faster one. Get to it. Buy up all those things. We have the money for it. Meanwhile, I kind of wonder if Von Riga Master Race should just turn into another, just kind of running fleet. Maybe another grain train, since how's grain doing around here? Oh boy, we are stocked with grain. So I want to look at our grain trains. We have grain train 1 and grain train 2. That's what grain train 2 does. That's what grain train 1 does. So I could go to these other places that don't produce grain. Sadly, there aren't many of them. Oh boy, we're going to get overproduction of grain just because places are randomized, so sticking to my tried and true method ain't so hot. I could always diversify in Rostock, because if I just built other places that would get away from the grain and start building other things like Why not so much? Hemp is useful in everywhere and anywhere. Wool, good for cloth. Could certainly stand to diversify a wee bit. Whew. Jake, should you not get lots of food? The thing is, we have tons of food here, so there is no issue there. But this is yet more things that I have to pay for, huh? And sadly, they don't want me to increase production around here. Okay, well, thorn in my side. Go and buy up various things that I want, because I do want hemp, and I do want honey, and I really want clothes. Sad thing is, all these other places are so small that they don't produce things in the amounts that I want in Riga. Riga thirsts for a lot of this stuff. So I can hear that Clippy is back, and Clippy will have lots of goodies for us. There you are, we can probably drop that off into Rostock since that has no spices and no cloth. Trouble is, we're just dealing in chump change when we pick up these items here. Oh no. No. This is where I start to snap in this game, because it's like you're trying to sort everything out and then suddenly, guess what? Time for pirates! You got Clippy, didn't you? Okay, no, you got Rance. Rance can fight for himself. Eat that, unknown pirate. I'll be having all of Rance's belongings back now. I do wonder if there's one in Scarborough as well. King Edward of England is having convoys block access to all the cities of his region, so that means he's got pirates here in Scarborough and Edinburgh as well. So, I can just sell this stuff off at meaningless prices since it's just clogging us up. We get the cog out, get that cog repaired, and then Pirate Killer goes and does what it says in the tin. Let's go and kill those pirates. Why you gotta be so mad, King Edward? Look at that, easily just outmaneuvering. Oh jeez, don't wanna destroy the big one. The big one's what we want. There we go. And up here, good old Scotland. Plague Dynasty saying he's been streaming for 3 hours 40 minutes. Well, 3 hours 33. But yeah, it's been quite a bit of time. I'll probably need a short break once I finish this up, and it really will be finishing it up. Once we finish that wall in Riga and give it some explosive population, I am so done with this campaign. I mean, it was great back when I didn't stream and I could just play this game for ages. Now, not so much. Now I'm getting that glassy-eyed, good, more news that pirates are getting stronger. Oh, it's horrible. Let's get those cogs out. See, this is... The thing about fighting pirates is it's great because it gives you all these free ships, and that's great, really. Oh yeah, weren't we sending out Thorn in my side to gather up items for Riga? Because Riga really wanted a whole load of stuff. Keep their people fat and happy. I love this game, I really do, but it gets way too micromanagey at a point. And yes, the trade routes can cut it out. But even once you set up all your trade routes, you're going to have to tinker them. And when you have like 100 different trade routes, Oh god, it just gets overwhelming. Sadly, these guys are just not interested in my dough. Clippy, give them something to sell. And otherwise, get back to London. But it's all about making money, and I do love making money. May as well grab metal goods when they're on the cheap. There's not many pelts going around here. And you should be producing boats to the point where you're hearing that all the time. Not that. That is another pirate attack, and that is something you never really like to hear unless you're really in the spirit for some new boats. So, who got attacked? Pirate Holgerson attacks the sinking Greyskin. How dare you? I guess they really are. So, naval battle going on. Where is it? Trusty eyes, don't fail me now. Oh no. No, Bergen is the last place that I want to be heading over to. Right, Pirate Killer, you're on the case. Take him out. No quest to kill him, unfortunately. Quest for a piece of map. But nothing illuminating from it. All these places with free boats that I would like to pick up, but this is getting punishing. And that wall taking rather a long time to finish, mostly because I made it so enormously long. I didn't design it. You can design it if you are the mayor of the city, however. Then you can have free reign of what you want to build. Which, is kind of nice. Whew. Good heavens. You're going down. This awful flow-breaking part of the game. And this is me having altered it so that it's considerably less horrible. The world is a cruel and unfair place sometimes. Let's just ditch that cog. Get it repaired up. Yeah, sure, keep the Pirate Killer here for a bit. Since it's a very inconvenient place to be anyway. Do you have Swedish citizenship, Jake? I've only been here for about 5.5 months. I think I need to be here for 5 years before they consider allowing me citizenship. Tragic, I know, this casual racism towards Scots. Why can't I have everything for free straight away? Production, again, this beer production is really keeping us afloat. Since we keep promising that, oh yeah, we'll increase the beer production, don't you worry, girly. And then we just straight up don't. So there we go, there's the 2 that they wanted. And yeah, our storage is way over capacity here. Confederation of Livonia needs grain. Actually, that's a good thing for us. And he'll take it all away on the 15th of the 8th. I accept your shady offer. And it's kind of useful for us because we can take the thorn in our side. What did I come here for? Just trying to ditch all this stuff that'll sell on market really rather nicely. Salt, huh? And now we're going to end up with overproduction of salt, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get thorn in my side over to Rostock. Now the grain that we've been producing here, we've been producing at 36 ducats a pop. Troubling thing is that it's costing us money to store there because we are way overproducing it. But we can grab it all here. I did accept your ghastly offer though, didn't I? Can check that on my assignments. They need grain. Yeah, on the 15th. 200,000 ducatty dues for free. And I just throw that grain into our storehouse. And get you over there. I can also get Von Riga Master Race to help out with this. Notice that Von Riga Master Race is slightly slower than Thorn in My Side, because Thorn in My Side has no cogs in it, and cogs are slower. Speaking of cogs, got a spare one here. Thank you kindly. But we have no cogs in Thorn in My Side because it's required to get to Thorn. We can't have any, cannot have any cogs on it, or else we won't be able to get down to Thorn. Good old Thorn, producing all that cheese for me that, like a fool, I'm not actually getting out and selling. That's why I need more boats. But the idea of knuckling down, getting all those boats in production, setting up their trade fleets, really makes me glassy-eyed. Don't even want to think about it. And there we go. So on the 8th, was it the 8th? No, I think it was the 15th. That guy will buy up all that grain at market value, a nice lump sum of cash for us, and it'll get rid of some of that stuff that was choking up our warehouses. Nicely done for us. Speaking of, if we're facing warehouse problems here, we can easily deal with that just by building more warehouses. We'll need some more guards to take care of them. But that'll be okay. Missing raw materials, that's probably for something that we set up. What did we even set up here? Did I set up a metal goods production? Ah yes, there's our smithy. However, we don't actually want to do anything with it. It's all about building the grain here. Jake, are you a fan of DDR? Forehead? Don't know what you mean by forehead, but I'm a Dance Dance Revolution player. And I'm getting severe withdrawal symptoms living here in Sweden with no Dance Dance Revolution machine in sight. There's an ITG2 in an arcade that is currently closed, so that tears me apart every day. It ain't easy. Okay, I am dying on the inside playing this right now. What's going to happen is that I'm going to severely neglect my trading thing right now. We're going to get this wall finished, and we're going to grow Riga into the metropolis that it deserves to be. At least we're still making money, but I don't know how long that's going to last, because if I just... Oh, no. No. Why? Why? Malmo being prevented by another gosh darned pirate. Alright, Pirate Killer 2, get on the case. Lafty. Can I convince someone to pay me to eradicate Lafty? No, I guess not. Take him down. Jake, something is a Twitch emote you censored, but since the guy put a question right after the chat code, it didn't get displayed, neither a face nor asterisk. That's fine though. I mean, as long as it doesn't appear. As long as I don't see the man that is actual greyskin. Funny thing is, the moment you research hulks, which are a bigger, badder form of cogs, all pirates instantly get them. So, I mean, they'll get it faster than you could possibly build them, which is a bit off. Alright, again, that's one more ship to throw away here, get repaired, and we got some more goods for free that we can just throw in the storage. That storage that we have already managed to make far better. And we got rid of all the grain that we had in Riga. That actually could be a downside, because that also got rid of the grain that we were keeping for selling ourselves. So let's grab Thorn in our side and pick up... No, let's not use Thorn in our side. Let's use Von Riga Master Race. Good lord. This game is killing me. Ah, another pirate has gotten stronger. That's not news I wanted to hear. We're producing a fair chunk of hemp here as well. Alright, thorn in my side. Still got plenty of stuff that we're selling off there, but I want that cheese over to our better home. Also, spices. If we're going to grow Riga into a mega city, and it's almost done, it is painfully close to being done. What was I even doing with these guys again? Ah yes, cheese. Cheese and spices for the populace. And you there? Grain and hemp. So, in mere moments they will deconstruct the old wall. Don't know why you would do that. Surely you would want to keep inner walls. Crunch. And now Riga is free to grow to its logical extreme is what I want to say, except the fact that it has a minister is actually going to limit the size of it, I think. Well, let's get a meal for the poor on the go anyway, since man's gotta eat. It's got to come from our warehouse though, not from market. And let us pray for the business, because I haven't been paying much attention to it, so we're probably hemorrhaging money. Increased metal good production, don't mind if I do. I would love a touch of dosh. It's like that spin-off series for Touch of Frost, a touch of dosh. So people really want places to live. Can't blame them. They're probably also going to want some food, but it's another problem. Let's spend every penny we have building houses. Which reminds me, do I finally have any burger houses? Sadly not. Ah, well. The thing is, in the initial arch, not arch, but the initial wall you have, you can build everywhere inside that and it's all hunky-dory. Once that wall is gone and you have to build out here, you are a slave to this game's horrible, yeah, this thing. Trying to remember how it was done though. The thing is, you would do that and then build something else. There we go. That is the trick to building outside of the city walls, and if you do it twice... That's right, might as well show an exploit since we're coming towards the end of this grotesque playthrough. Yeah, maybe I'm too harsh on this game, but man, I wish I was playing just about anything else at this point. Right, there's certain clues you can see for when it's working. This isn't the best area to do it in, but, well, it's what we have to work with here. If I demolish this and the road kind of limits itself at the far end of the at the further end building that I built, then I know that the trick is ready to roll, but that can be a little tricky. Trouble is, I've completely forgotten how I used to do this, because I used to have an amazing setup for it. But it has been, I think, over a year, maybe even 2 years since I really got into this game in a big way. If I delete that, I lose what I'm trying to build here, so that's no good. Well, whatever. I just need to redo what I did there here. But that allows me to build any production building outside the city walls, so now we can start building us some forestry commissions outside the walls, which is normally an illegal move to do. And what you can do is certain cities have an estimated largest size that they can be. But if you build more production facilities outside of the wall, then you can tear down the ones inside the wall and replace them with houses, allowing for a far larger population. But that's not what we're here to do. There we go. Let's erase any proof that we're doing something so underhanded. Don't even care about efficiency anymore, just live in your bloomin' houses. This is the worst part. I dread to think how many hours I spent with this horrible city builder thingamajigger. At least this is one way to get rid of all that clay we've built up. Ugh, sounds like a horrible disease. Live in my bloomin' houses. Let's go crazy. And now, how long does it take to build a house? 10 days or so? Huh. That'll do wonders for the overpopulation. And the fact that I got no money left. Let's just ignore all that jazz. Riga's doing fine. Although we're losing people each day. Is that because there are not enough jobs? I rather think it is. Hell, let's just... Everybody can work in my clay pits. Yeah, there we go. Population about to go up. All my boats getting sank. Ah, Riga. What a beautiful city you probably are. You're an upswing, but you're stagnating a bit. Maybe because I'm not bringing you diverse enough goods. Especially not diverse enough foods. Where do I... Well, you got plenty of cheese. Grain is so-so, but you could be doing with some other more exotic goods. Here, have some spices. That'll spice things up, right? Jake, I think if you OCD, you'd be having a seizure about now. What, with building all these houses? Nah, I'm feeling the pain. This has got to end. At least the money is going up, so I've clearly done something right, but any experienced Patrician 4 player can see all the wrong things that I've done and is shaking their head. Still, we're on a goal here. We're gonna see Riga hit 10,000 people and just call it a day. Maybe I should go on a raid. Let's go on a raiding adventure. Let us combine all the strengths of Von Riga Master Race with Thorn in my side. Actually, you know what? I think Von Riga Master Race should be the representer at the very end. That's another thing. I'd love a faster way of doing this. I mean, I have had dozens of ships that I've had to reassign from one to another, and just doing it this way is no fun. Let's go on a pirating adventure. Not quite pirating, but there are goods that we want in that province. Let's just take it from everywhere. We don't care about how much they need it. We need it. They don't like us. Well, tough tamales. Jake, the money is not in the millions, therefore you have failed. Ah, we can get money in the millions. So buy up all these goods at ludicrously expensive prices. People don't like us, so what? You have desire for stockfish, I have desire for your everything. Can't remember if we need metal goods there, but we need these other things. Let's take them over to Riga. Feed Riga well and truly. Say, Riga, do you need boosted production? Of course you do. More beer is needed. More beer is always needed, even though I don't do diddly with it. How about the other places? Rostock? Nope. Stockholm? Also nope. Poor Stockholm under siege, but at least Riga is doing fine. Still an upswing mind, and we can get another meal for the poor if we just get that meat on the go. I'm so generous. I'm kind of wondering how I'm still making money. I know some of it's coming from our houses, but I don't even have that many profitable fleets out and on the go. We need wool. Yeah, sure, too bad. Alright, Riga has finally hit 10,000 people. It actually can't grow any higher because we would need to get not a minister but a cathedral, I believe. So I would have to champion the cathedral, but you know what? I don't care. It's at this point where I'm just like, oh, kill me now with this game. I need to sit down and get all autistic over it if I really want to grow into a tremendous Hanseatic League, which I've already done twice. Once I just built everything up. Another time I built select places up and blockaded the rest into oblivion. But, no, God, that was more than enough Patrician. I think I've been at this for 6 hours in total now. Maybe 5. But we've been over pretty much all the basics of Patrician. If this seems like your kind of game, then, well, it's your funeral. It's actually conveniently on sale right now, 75% off. Get the gold edition so you get Rise of a Dynasty as well. Then you can have all the fun of dealing with these buggers at the gates. Which we haven't even touched on, but I mean, look at that. He would want 38 stockfish, 22 meat, 32 metal goods. What would that be? That's like over 100 of goods that cost like 200 or so, yeah, more than that actually. So he's basically asking me for tons of money, and his reward is giving me less than it all costs, so yeah. Von Riga, Master Race. Shining butthole of the Baltic. At least it's represented really nicely, and hey, 420 Riga. But I am done. This has been my punishment game of Patrician 4. You might be left with big old trading blue balls. I strongly encourage you to go and get the game. If that's the case, then you too can suffer like G did. As for me, I'm out. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'll probably be back streaming something else. Don't even know what. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I should be back in half an hour to an hour. I guess what I can do is one more time. I will show what it is I did to actually make the game playable when it comes to pirates. So if we just get rid of Patrician 4 there for a sec. Bring up my monitor. So there's a folder called INI. It's not in the game, you have to download it. It's on the Calypso forums. It's also on my Mediafire account. I'll link to it later if you really want it. You unzip it into your Patrician 4 folder in your Steam, and then you look up seabattle.ini. And you change damage hull 0, damage sail 0, and damage crew 0 to 1 or 0, or whatever you want, because the AI only uses that kind of shot. That is the traditional big cannonball shot. Number 1 and number 2 is the chain shot, and the spread shot. So I set the spread shot to just take down sails and crew, and I set the chain shot to just destroy everything. So when I want a battle done quickly, I switch to chain shot and I murder everything. There's a whole lot of other things you can change in this game. You can change the cost for ships, so you can get them instantly if you don't want to arse around with them. Changing town sizes. There's also some really interesting things in the game. I wish I could remember which ones they are. Is it CMAP data? It's... Aha, this is it. You can change the probability of finding stuff floating around in the sea, which I find really nice. So you can, for example, not pay anyone for treasure maps and instead find them all. Gold is something you can find randomly, but the random chance is set to 0% in the define, so you can change that. There's a whole lot of modding you can do in this game, and that's a nice way to add to it, but that is if you are that way inclined to it. This has been Patrician 4. I don't want to live anymore playing this game. See, it just starts out so, oh, I love this game, and then soon it's like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. That is why I have a love-hate relationship with this game. If somebody were to bring out another great economy simulator, preferably based on land and not in space, because sci-fi does not appeal to me, then sure, point me in that thing's direction. But that's me, I'm out, so long, farewell, and never settle for the sinking greyskin. Ciao.